What's up everyone, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be grinding our bevels on our little EDC knife and we're going to do some hand sanding. So stick around and see how it's done. Alright, so after the heat treat, I went ahead and I cleaned up all the flats on the blade. And now I've got a worn out 60 grit belt on the grinder and I'm going to break these edges at kind of like a 45-degree angle. Alright, so now that I've got that, I'm going to switch over to a fresher belt and really hog off this material. Alright, so now that I got the bevels ground in, I'm going to switch over to a 220 grit belt and get rid of all the 60 grit scratches. Alright, so now I got a 220 grit finish. I'm going to take it over to the bench and start the hand sanding. I'll see you over there. Alright, so I'm going to start off with 220 grit sandpaper and get my scratch pattern going lengthwise. You want to make sure that you get all the scratches up here around the plunge line. I still got a few more in there that I gotta get out. Alright, so we got both sides to 220. Now I'm going to go to a 400 grit and go at an angle so I get all the 220 scratches out of it. Now I'll flip it over and I'll do the other side. Once I get done with that side, I'll go to 800. Alright, so now that I got that to 400 on both sides, I'm going to switch over to 800 and go long ways with it again. So the reason we change directions like this is so that we get all the scratches from the previous grit out. This lets us know that we got exactly an 800 grit before we go into the etch. Alright, I still got a few up here on the plunge line that I gotta get out. I like to finish this off at this 800 with some long even strokes down the blade. This gets rid of any of the little fish hooks or anything like that. That might be in there. Just be careful not to round over your tip. Alrighty. Now I'll switch over to the other side and get that to 800. Alright, so now I've got this at an 800 grit. I'm going to do a quick etch in the ferric chloride for about 5 minutes. And then I'll pull it out and see how she looks. Alright, so now it's been in there for 5 minutes. I'm going to pull it out and see how she looks. That's an interesting pattern. Get that ferric cleaned off of there. Alright, so now we're back over here at the sanding station. I'm going to clean it up with some 1500 grit before we go back into the etch. Alrighty, now we'll go back into the etch, and this time I'll leave it in there for about 30 minutes. Get a nice deep etch on it. Alright, so I pulled this out of the acid. It was in there for about 30 minutes. I'm now going to clean it up with the 1500 grit. Just going real light strokes on this. I really just want to polish the high spots. Maybe get into this dark area, just kind of clean it up a bit. Turn this over and do the other side. Alrighty. Now we're all ready for a handle. Alrighty, so thanks for watching, everyone. In the next episode, we'll put a handle on this knife. I hope to see you there. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you get notified every time I post a new video.